What's going on, everyone? I'm back with another video. RC covers the WNBA and the NBA, and so let's talk it as we briefly slide the WNBA to the side just for a second. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, totally free. So let's get down to it, right? Today's video uh, is somewhat of a continuation, but it's going to be more in-depth talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, kind of the state of the Timberwolves. I'm gonna give out a few player grades and just talk Timberwolves with y'all. So if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, this the video for you. This the place you want to be. And we're gonna do reoccurring videos and segments on my favorite teams. My favorite hoops teams are the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Indiana Pacers in the NBA. In the WNBA, it's the Las Vegas Aces and the Indiana Fever. And the WNCA women's, it's Iowa Hawkeyes, UCLA Bruins, Purdue Boilermakers. In the men's, it's the Purdue Boilermakers and the UCLA Bruins. So that's that. Uh, let's get down to it. Minnesota Timberwolves talk. So Anthony Edwards, a true cornerstone, a true player to build around, a budding star in this NBA. He just had an excellent playoffs performance against the Denver Nuggets. He really showed his stuff. He strutted his stuff. He made the big shots time and time again. Safe to say we can build around this kid. I really think Anthony Edwards is that dude. It's just about putting the right players around him at all costs. Jaden McDaniels, I feel he's one of those pieces. Yes, he did something a little bit irrational and breaking his hand. We really could have used him against the Denver Nuggets and against Michael Porter Jr. and KCP, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. We really could have used his length and his defensive abilities, not just against those two players, but also against Jamal Murray. So, and also he would have got much needed playoff experience. So it's kind of unfortunate that happened, but he's definitely a piece that I would center myself building around. The Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. So grade wise, Jaden, I gotta give him a C because he did some really good things. His jump shot is coming along. Defensively, he's only getting better. But I'm gonna say a C grade for him because we lost him when we really truly needed him. So I can't go higher and I can't go lower. Going lower would be a disrespect to the progress that he's made. Going higher, we never got to see him truly, taste the playoffs. And although he did last year, I think it would have been more beneficial to him. Last year he tasted the playoffs against Memphis, but I think it would have been more beneficial for him to get that, that second set of playoff seasoning, just like Anthony Edwards got. And it's in terms of Anthony Edwards, I give him an A minus on the season grade wise because, what didn't he do for us? He always plays. He rarely misses a game. He's always there. He's always performing. Now, if you want to know why I didn't give AE a A, is because just a straight A, and why I say A minus. Well, he didn't perform up to par against the Lakers when we possibly could have been the 7th seed, and we might have even upset Memphis. So the Lakers ended up beating us and going to the playoffs as a 7th seed. And that's the only little issue I could have possibly had to give him just an A minus. But in all actuality, A minus, who's going to be upset by that? He is such a great young blazing star for the league, and for the most part, he except for a few tweets or whatever here or there, or a video here or there, which that's life in this new age of an NBA star on social media. He's been uh, really, really good. He's been a really, really great player. He hasn't gotten into trouble, unlike some players, and he's really just been the perfect piece for us. Um, if he could just clean up his shot selection just a little, ain't no telling the ceiling on this man. And he also learned how to play ball without dunking all the time. He's become a better all-around player. And now you can't just say he's a dunker. Like last year, some of his dunks were like literally out of this world. Just insanity on some of his dunks. But this year he has dunked and he has delivered in the air game, but he's become such a better all-around player. So shout out Anthony Edwards for the A grade. And then we move on to Big Cat, Karl Anthony Towns. Going to be a heated subject of trade rumors. We're likely to keep him, but we are entertaining. I'm not going to say we are because I don't know what they're doing. That was kind of a crazy statement for me to make, but I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves will at least explore trades for Cat. I don't know if he fits into Anthony Edwards' timeline or not. It's kind of tricky. Cat's still a young guy in the league. He still has potential. We already know what kind of scorer he is, what kind of outside shot maker he is. We do know that his defensive deficiencies are still there. Hence the big contract and the big trade for Rudy Gobert, which all of those players that we lost for Rudy Gobert, it doesn't even bother me anymore. It's just the draft picks. I think that's what upset people the most, the draft picks, and maybe Walker Kessler, the young rookie center who went to the Jazz, because Malik Beasley, if his three's not falling, he's expendable. D'Angelo Russell has proven to be hit or miss at this point. Pat Bev, I think age just kind of got to him a little bit, and injuries as well, even though he almost spearheaded the Bulls to the playoffs, but they lost their play-in games. But I don't think it's such a big deal looking back on the Gobert trade, which leads me to Cat, as I was talking about. I think you should entertain trade offers for Cat, but you shouldn't pull a trigger. I think you got to run it back one more time with a healthy team, allowed him to mesh, to give it one more go around with Ant, see if Cat can really truly lock in, get focused. You got to remember he was injured with the calf injury last season, where he almost missed like a third of the campaign. So you got to be willing to at least give it one more clean shot. I understand that the organization doesn't want to waste too much time with Anthony Edwards. These days, stars want out quicker than ever. They don't want to waste time just, messing around. Hence why I think they also got Rudy Gobert. But I have to run it back with Cat, unless you see some kind of amazing trade offer that says like Jaylen Brown and picks and maybe like let's see, Jaylen Brown's, Grant Williams, multiple picks, Peyton Pritchard. Just you gotta get a slew back for Cat. And even that, I'm not sure. Like, I wouldn't even entertain. Like, maybe I would if Golden State came calling with Jonathan Kuminga, multiple picks, Moses Moody. Would you trade Cat for Andrew Wiggins? Now Wiggins has some championship experience. I would trade him for those young guys, but I'm not sure if I would want Wiggins back on the Timberwolves. These are all just, suggestions. Suggestions and thoughts. So, with Cat, grade wise, I'd have to probably give him an incomplete because he missed so much of the season. It's hard to say. So now we run on to who also Naz Reid. Grade wise, I'm just gonna jump right out there and give Naz Reid a B plus. He can do so much. He's a versatile big. He can get his shot in a myriad of ways. I really, really like Naz Reid, and I hope the team re-signs him. I truly do hope that Naz Reid will come back. We definitely could utilize his talents on this team as we have, and hopefully he will come back. If not, a lot of teams are hotly after him. So, it needs to be a high priority signing if we're going to do that. Mike Conley, I give Mike Conley a C plus because at times I felt like he was in, and at times I felt like I wasn't sure. His leadership gets him at least a C in those regards. He's very much improved veteran leadership presence over D'Angelo Russell, who I'm not very high on D'Lo. He's such a streaky shooter, and when his shot's not falling, nothing else is working. So I felt like, Mike Conley, he's not offensively as great as he once was, but he's an improvement over D'Angelo Russell. So a C for Conley. Who else? I think it was like a couple more players. Kyle Anderson, I'd give him a C. I would appreciate Cal. I tended to appreciate him more as the season went along, understanding that his old man game, what they call him, slow-mo, you can't rush him. He was really decent to consistent for us. And he doesn't do one thing terrifically amazing, but he does a lot of things really good. So, that's my grade for Cal Anderson, C. I just wanted to, and Rudy Gobert, I'll do him before I stop the grades. Rudy, I give Rudy I gotta give Rudy I gotta give him a C. It's a lot of C grades, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. I think Rudy, he wasn't as bad as people said that he was for the season, but I think he just didn't quite reach the level that we felt he should have, seeing as much as we gave up. But defensive-wise, Rudy was a beast in the first round against Denver. I think he played Nikola Jokic pretty well, really good, actually. And throughout the season, he was good. Offensively, that's where I just can't go with Rudy. I can't. He does some befuddling things offensively. But those are my select grades from the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm looking forward to a better campaign for next year, a more consistent team putting out, the performances that we need to see nightly, more consistently on the plus side. We definitely need to get our wins up to 48, 50, 52 range. We got the talent to do so. We got young players in Josh Minot and Wendell Moore who hopefully they participate in summer league and really show out and come in ready to work and get opportunities. And lastly, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Before I stop grading, I would like to give him a B because ever since he came over mid-season, he's been nothing short of excellent. Takes big shots, good 3-point shooter, good defensive guy. I'm glad we got him, and he definitely should be brought back as well. So those are my grades. That's my take for the Timberwolves for now. Comment, let me know what y'all thought. I'm out. Peace.